Hello and welcome to Check It Out with Rich. AirLock, Ultimate Marine and RV Air Quality, reached out to me and asked me if I would try out one of their air ionization systems. So we're going to try it and see. They sent me 2 units. I'm going to put one in here and then one in the bedroom AC. All right, if you don't know what this is, I'm going to read from their instruction manual what their description of it. AirLock 1 adapts air ionization technology widely used in hospitals and commercial applications to a compact RV-specific device engineered and tested in the United States. AirLock 1 works by producing millions of negatively and positively charged ions that attach themselves to oxygen molecules in the air. These charged ions recirculate through the RV's AC system and ducting, neutralizing stubborn odors at their source and capturing air contaminants like mold, mildew, and bacteria. All right, I'm a skeptic. We installed ionization and ultraviolet lights at work. I don't know if they work or not, to be completely honest with you. We are in a clean environment, so it's really hard to tell. But I'm going to try this out, and I will let you know if it works. Right now, it doesn't really stink in here. The camper's been closed up for winter. I do smell a little musty. We do have a dog and a cat, so there's definitely odors from that. And I can still smell the fire from a few weeks ago. So we're going to see if this will eliminate those smells. Okay, now they say that this is easy installation, about 15 minutes. I'm thinking just because I know what I have to do, I think it's going to be a little more than 15 minutes, but they're pretty close. And this is a permanent solution. There's no refills or anything to put in here. They do recommend that every 4 months or so that you look at it and see if it's just little fibers on there. I'll show you when I open it up. They need cleaned off with a soft cloth. But other than that, this is plug and go and you never have to worry about it. All right, so let's open the box up and see what all's in here. Now, I've already had this open looking at it. So, okay, they have a little caution card. We'll go through all that later on. And then they have a thank you for choosing AirLock, signed by the founder. And then on the back side, you have a 30-day guarantee. You can reach out to them online for any questions. It has a 2-year warranty. And they have, you can scan that, the QR code, and you can get the installation instructions. Which the instructions that come with it, they're pretty good. They some nice color photos if you print in color. And I don't think you'll be scratching your head with instructions. Okay, so first thing comes with 2 screws. And then you take your unit out. Now here's the carbon brushes. So be careful. You don't want to drop this and break them. Yeah, so this part here is rubber, and then you have your brushes. So I don't think dropping it is going to be a good thing. Okay, let's go over some specs before we move on here. Okay, from end to flange is 5.2. The height is 1.89 with an extra ½ inch for the brushes, and the depth is 1.2 inch. It has a nice long wire. It's about 3.5 foot long. It does have a protective cover on it. And there are, set that down. You have 2 spade connectors already on it. And they do have a fuse. This is the first thing I don't like. This fuse is at the end, so you only have this much wire. So if you're going to cut that off, just shorten it up. I think what they should have did was put the fuse in down here, and then you can cut this wire to any length. So right now, if you're going to reuse this fuse, you're stuck to this much wire, even if you only need this much. So maybe after watching this video, maybe they'll change that. Okay, as far as power source, it says anywhere from 100 to 240 volts. It pulls 1 watt of power. Your airflow coverage is 2200 CFM, so that's pretty good. That's more than what we're pushing here. This weighs 0.6 of a pound. Okay, let's move on to mounting. You have a couple options here. One, you can just use the provided screws, and you have flanges here, and then also you have screws here. Now this can be mounted in any position. It's all dependent on your appliance. Now you can also use this steel bar came with it with double-sided tape on the back, so you can put this where you need it and mount it. And I'll tell you what, this thing holds pretty good. Now if you had to mount it this way, you can move these magnets. So you can put them on the two flanges and you can mount it like this. This is probably, more than likely, from what I'm thinking, this is how I'm going to mount mine. Now also, you'll see once we get it hooked up, there's a little LED light here, a little diode. I think it's supposed to be purple, I believe. We'll check out if we get it hooked up. And then it tells you on the top here, your airflow, whichever way it's going has to come past here. Okay, they also gave me a $30 discount code, and it is Rich. You can either go into my link in my description, or you can go onto their website, order it. I will get a small commission if you go in through my site, so every little bit helps. Okay, so let's get this thing installed. Okay, let's get this cover off. First thing you have to do is take your filter covers off. And I'm always afraid I'm going to break these, which I did break one of the times here. Get the filters out. And then this is a Coleman mock. So there's 4 screws here. Front cover comes off, and then I think 4 screws on the other cover. And if you drop a screw, make sure you pick it up. And then 4 screws here also. Okay, this is a direct dump. So this doesn't go into vents, and I'm going to need a adapter. Okay, like I was saying, this is a direct dump. So it doesn't go into vents, it just dumps all the air from this point. But there's a boot here that you have to take 3 screws out. I'll show you once I get it down. Okay. Yeah, that's the boot. And there's 3 screws. There's one here and 2 here. Okay, now this is a good time to inspect your foil. And also check these screws. There's 4 screws here that hold your AC to the roof. And it's always a good idea to check those for tightness, which I'll do here later on. Yeah, but check your foil. Make sure nothing's coming off. I do this every spring. So everything looks good. I'll check the tightness of the screws here, but everything does look good. Okay, they recommend that you mount this on your supply side, which that is your cold air blowing into the camper. Now, being that this is a direct dump and has that boot on there, I'm unable to do that. I could probably rig something up to do it, but I'm not going to do it. They said it's all right to mount it to the return side, and that would be your warm air going back to your unit. Okay, so let me bring you in, and I'll show you what all needs done. All right, so I'm going to mount it right here. I'm going to use screws. I got a solid piece of wood here that I can screw into. Okay, so the first thing we want to do before we go any further, this is your control box up here. Your power goes in, and then you also have your thermostat wires, and then power goes up to your compressor and your fan. So we need to shut the power off. So we're going to take our voltage pen, and we have voltage. So let's go to the panel and turn off the breaker. Okay, while I'm here, I'm just going to go ahead and get the bedroom also. And that one. Okay, let's see if we... Okay, power is off. So we're good there. And if you're not too sure yourself, you can always just unplug the camper. Just watch if you have an inverter. Okay, next thing we want to do, there's some clips up here, some push clips. You just squeeze it together and it comes right off. And then we'll get the other one. And that's it. It's free to come off now. So let's go ahead, bring her down. Now, this wire here is your free stat. It's going up into your coil. Make sure you don't knock that out. If you do, make sure you put it back in before you put everything back together. And then there's a tab here. There's one on both sides. You can go ahead and push that in, and this back cover will come off, which has your wiring schematic. Okay, I'm going to hook this up to constant power. It's only pulling 1 watt, so it being on all the time isn't going to hurt anything. I could tap into the low fan, which is normally what we run these on. Not too often we run on high. But I'm just going to hook up to these wires here. I wish they would have left a little more play in here. Let me see if I can cut this back to get a little more play in those wires. Okay, as you can see, I got the insulation cut back a little further. It gives me a little more play to move around here. Okay, what I'm going to do is, this is the bottom, so I want to run the wire through here. I'll probably just push it right in through here. Looks like there's enough room. So let's see if we get the wires in here. If not, I'm going to notch this out so the wire can go here. All right, that's not going to work because of the fuse. So I knew that fuse would come back to bite me. So I am going to have to notch this out. So let's just put a little V-notch in here. And then we're going to take a little rat tail and just clean it up a little bit. That'll work. Okay, one thing nice about having these magnets, I can just stick that right there for now until I get my wires in. And then, yeah, it'd have been so nice had this fuse been back a lot further. So what we're going to have to do is, your red is your power. Okay, so I'm going to change these Wagos out for 3s. I got this one cut a little bit too long. Snip that back a little bit. That's better. And then power goes in the center. That's on good and tight. And we'll take this black one, clean it up. That in there. She didn't hold. That's better. And then let's do the white one while we're here. There's the white one. Get this one. Those two are good. Now let's get our AirLock on here. Now your red is hot. So we'll put that in here. And that's held good. And then your black is your neutral, which is white. And that's good. All right, so let's get these all tucked in here. And that's what I mean about that fuse. I really hope they change that. So far, that's my biggest complaint. With these wires pushed in here. Yeah, but so far, that's my biggest complaint. If this thing actually works, I'm thinking that's going to be my only complaint. Okay, so we got everything in here. And we want to notch this through here in that notch. Put a little extra in there. And then we want to put the cover plate back on. But before we do that, just make sure all these wires are secured. And then we can put our plate on. Okay, let's get this cover plate on. Make sure that wire stays in that notch. And that's it. If you want, while you have this down, go take a picture of that for your records. And then we're going to spin this around and get this back up in and get it mounted. I got the clips in my hand already. Well, you can see this. I got the camera wrapped around my neck. And I keep glancing down at my phone to make sure I'm still in frame here. Okay, so that's all good. So my freestat is still in a coil. That's this white wire. So that's still good. And then check all your thermostat wires here to make sure everything's good and tight. This is your 12-volt feed. Make sure everything's good there. That's coming back. Okay, everything looks good. So now what we're going to do is pop this up here. I'm going to go ahead and mount the AirLock to here, but first I have to take the magnets off. So let's get that done. Okay, as you can see, I have the magnets off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this up here and mark my holes with a Sharpie where I want the screws to be. And then this is notched, this flange. So once I get the screws in, I can just slide this down and tighten them up. I may actually need longer screws, but we'll see. Okay, let's get the AirLock on. That on and get these screws tightened up. And like I said, we are more than 2 inches away from any metal. Okay, don't go super tight. That's only plastic, so you don't want to break it. Okay, so next thing I want to do is I want to take my wires and wire tie them up here. Keep them secure and out of the way. Okay, that is good. I'll cut off these tang ends because I hate when people don't cut them off. Okay. So we should be good to fire this up. Okay, let's turn the power on, and we should have a little purple light right here. And you should be able to see the purple light. So we have power. I'm going to turn the unit on right now just to make sure everything's working all right. Okay, it's running. Okay, that wasn't that hard. And really, if you watched a video of somebody doing this, you could possibly have that done in 15 minutes. I was filming it up and down, and Becky come in, and I don't know, I probably have an hour worth of video here. Okay, I'm going to clean the cover up and everything before I put it back together, but let's go in the bedroom. The bedroom is a little different, but we'll see. It should be the same. Everything should be the same, but let's go in the bedroom. We'll check that one out. Okay, I already had this one opened up. Now, this used to be, well, it is vented, but I changed it around. I put on the Cole RV upgrade here, which I'll tell you what, I really like. But there's no way of putting it on the supply side. So it's going to be the same here. We're going to have to mount it up here, and it's going to be the same procedure. Everything's the same. So I'm not going to video doing everything over again. So let's get this done and we'll come back once I get it in. Okay, second one's installed. I got all the wires secured. The blue light is on. Purple light looks more blue to me, but they say it's purple. And then keep in mind, I secured the wires to this bolt. If you need to adjust that, remember that you could damage the wires if you're spinning that bolt. And I checked for tightness on all of them. They're all good. I think they're 40 pounds per square inch, I think. But everything looks good. So let me get this closed up and we'll get back to you. Okay, so I got the bedroom done. I got everything back together. I tested high-low fan, make sure everything worked. I actually did that one in less than 15 minutes. So that's pretty good. Their claim that 15 minutes install, it's dead on. So I was up here resecuring those wires. I didn't like the way the one wires were, so I was resecuring them. I felt something on my arm. Here there's air that's blowing out of where those two brushes are. I guess that's how it mixes. Yeah, so with the fan not running, I don't know if that will help with the ionization. You know, you don't have air moving, but it very well could help. Okay, I have two dislikes. My number one dislike is the positioning of that fuse. I think it should be a little closer to the ionizer itself rather than at the very end. You've seen after I cut those ends off, I only had that much to work with after the fuse holder. And my other thing is, it's really not a dislike. It might be something for them to do in the future, but they should put two holes here that's beveled for those screws so that you can also screw this on if the double-sided tape comes off. And then that way, if you do need to do anything up there, you can easily remove the ionizer itself. But other than that, my only really dislike is the positioning of the fuse. Okay, so what I'm going to do, this is February 2nd. We're in Pennsylvania. It's like 25 degrees out. I won't be running the AC for any time in the near future. So what I'm going to do is every day I come home from work, I'm going to come in, I'm going to turn both units on low fan. And then every day I come in after that to turn it on, I'm going to see if there's in the smell. So like I said, it doesn't really smell in here, but there are odors. I smell the, I still smell the fire. The bathroom is a little musty. So every day I'll see if that improves. Now, it's not an air freshener. It's not going to make you smell like flowers, but it should neutralize the smell. So maybe it'll smell like it's brand new again. Okay, so that's it for now. We'll come back in a week and wrap this video up, and hopefully everything comes out good. No smells. All right, see you in a bit. Beck, do you smell that?
Smell what?
Exactly. Okay, I was a skeptic of this technology, but the first day I installed it, I ran it for about 4 or 5 hours. I ran both of them on low, and I come in the next day after work to turn them back on again, and the smoke smell was gone. I was amazed. I even had Becky come out and say, "Beck, can you go in and see if you smell smoke?" So then every day after work, I'd run it for a few hours, and It's like a neutral smell. Even the bathroom doesn't smell musty like it did, and it's hard to explain. It's just there is no smell. I can imagine if I went over and smelled the dog bed, I'd probably smell something there. But yeah, I'm sold. Okay, there was one step I forgot to do during the installation, and they say once you power it up, to take a voltage pen and hold it up to the little brushes, and it should set the voltage pen off. Next time I clean my filters and that, I'm going to try it out and see if it works. Okay, like I said at the beginning, I do have a discount code, and if you order through my link, which will be in the descriptions, I'll get a small kickback from them. Okay, I'm definitely sold on this product. If you worried about a little bit of smells in your camper, some people don't like the smell of fire. The next day, it got rid of that smoke. So, all right, this got my thumbs up on this product. Okay, so once again, thanks for checking it out. We'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.